Hello, I'm Nancy Flynn. I'm the author of Jeaneology. It's a book about how to reuse an old pair of blue jeans and turn it into any number of exciting, crafty things, some of which you can see here with us. Katie is with me here today to do one of the simplest projects in the book, which is this cuff. You start out with a piece of fabric, as you can see, which is from the leg of a jean. And what we do is measure your wrist, and you add an inch to that because you're going to need some overlap. As you see with the snaps, you end up overlapping. And you're going to do it, so you're going to do that, the length of that, which for us is 8 inches, and 4 inches wide, which is just sort of a nice width. You end up with a 3-inch wide cuff, which is a good thick cuff. So what Katie would do if she were doing this at home is to draw on her piece of jean the length of her wrist and the width of the cuff, which is 4 inches, and then cut it out. When you start out, you end up having this, and what you're going to do is, we'll secretly show you this, is you're going to flip over the fabric onto the wrong side and then pin it.
All right.
Don't pin yourself.
It's like that.
Yeah, exactly. Just like that. Yeah, just do 2, just to keep it down and flat. Perfect. And once you pinned it, as we can see on the other side, you stitch along the side, and I like to use a nice sort of contrasting, a nice fun crisscross contrasting thing. And if you have, you can do this by hand. You don't have to use a sewing machine, and you can do a fun embroidery stitch on there. Or if you have a sewing machine that has neat stitches, you can do any stitch you want. So once you do both sides, you'll want to stitch down both sides. You'll end up with something that looks like this. Now, then you have raw edges, which you can keep, which we did on the original cuff from the book. But I think it also can be nice to finish it off. So to finish it off, what you do is you also fold that down a ½ inch. And, either iron it or pin it to keep it down. And then, again, stitch across it with decorative stitching. So then what you end up with is something like this, which is all stitched down. And what you need to do then, of course, is to figure out how to close it. Now, with that, we use snaps, but this one, they have this great iron-on Velcro-y stuff that is much, much easier and doesn't require any sewing at all. So you put them on the underside, and then, on the top side, and then on the underside, you match it up when they're not on there. And then you make sure that it fits properly in the way you want it to fit, and then you stick them on and iron it.
It's really like crafty and hands-on, which is really fun. My favorite one was the belt with like the design. I thought that was really spunky and cool. And I think it's just a great way to like reuse your jeans because everyone has billions of pairs of jeans.
If you have a great pair of jeans that you love and it doesn't fit you anymore or it's got holes in it, you don't have to let it go. You can make at least 5 to 10 things out of one old pair of jeans. And the ideas in Jeaneology will help you get there. But the fact is, once you get started, you can come up with all kinds of imaginative ideas for what to make out of a great old pair of jeans.